Hi guys! Today I want to talk to you about finding your writing voice. Now that sounds so much easier than what it really is. I know that I've really struggled with finding my writing voice, and I still think that I have a lot to learn. I still think that I haven't found my exact writing voice, but I do feel that I am well on my way. I think that your writing voice changes as your writing style develops, and I think it'll constantly change. The more books you write, the more your writing style changes, and the more your writing voice will develop. The first way to find your writing voice, which is most probably the most common advice that anyone would ever give, is read. Read, 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 read. Read as much as you can, read all the time. Read as many different kinds of books, as many different genres as possible. Read. Now, I know this is the advice that everyone gives, but everyone gives it for a really good reason, because it really does help. Now, reading different genres, I know you might be saying, yes, I do that, but we all tend to read what we like. So if you are a fantasy lover, you're going to lean towards reading fantasy. If you love thrillers, you're going to lean towards reading thrillers. And I think that's why I love my book club so much. It's an online book club, by the way, guys. Totally free, anyone can join. But we read a lot of different books, and every month we try to change it up so that we can keep it different. So that's a way that I have exposed myself to reading different genres that I wouldn't normally read. Number 2, experiment with point of view. I really struggled with point of view when I started. The more I experiment with point of view, the more comfortable I become with understanding point of view, which is the first thing, and with writing in certain points of view. I think sometimes we feel comfortable writing in one specific point of view, but you might actually be brilliant in writing in a different point of view. So experiment with different points of views. You never know what'll work for you. A great exercise is to take one sentence out of your book, something that you've already written, and then rewrite that sentence in different points of views and rework it. Rewrite that sentence into a few different points of views, rework it, see what comes easily to you, see what you really struggle with, and then read it out loud and see what sounds the best as well. Number 3, we don't write with enough intention. You need to be writing with what you want your characters to be feeling, with what you want your readers to be feeling. This is most probably the best thing that I have done for my writing, is to write with intention. So if you want your book to be really, really scary, you're going to have to write with an intention to scare people, to scare your readers, to scare you. So if you want your book to be really scary, you're not going to be talking about the sweet little girl, the fluffy clouds, the beautiful flowers, because that stuff's not scary. You're going to be talking about the sea that resembled the color of blood, and the mountain that was as sharp as the tip of a knife. You need to consider what you want your readers to be feeling, and then you need to really focus down on that while you're writing. Think about the tone that you want to convey. Is it exciting? Is it thrilling? Is it creepy, scary, happy? And then really focus in on that tone while you're writing. If you have to, put a big post-it up next to you, or write big somewhere, happy, so that you know you have to be happy, happy, happy while you're writing this, or scary, so that you constantly bring yourself back to that tone, because it is difficult to kind of lose track of where you are. Number 4, know your grammar, know your spelling, know your sentence structure, just know the basics of language and of writing. The more you know, the easier it is going to be to write. Sometimes these things come naturally to some and not to others. If it doesn't come naturally to you, if you know it doesn't come naturally to you, then make a point of learning as much as you can about it. I'm not saying study up your dictionary or your thesaurus, although that's not a bad idea, but try to read with intention and try to dissect other people's writing styles, the sentence structure that they use. Also, a great podcast to listen to, which makes learning about grammar so much more fun, is Grammar Girl. So check that out. It's a great podcast with quick and dirty tips for grammar. Number 5, don't steal. Don't try copy someone else's voice. It might work for a little while, but you'll never be able to keep it up throughout your whole book, which means that your book style will then be inconsistent. And you'll get frustrated. I know that I am very much influenced by whatever I'm reading at the time when I do write, and I have to be so conscious of that. I have to consciously switch off from whatever I've been reading if I need to write my book, because I need to focus on my style, my voice, and get that out there, which is not always easy. Number 6, edit. A first draft is exactly that. It's a first draft. So when you start editing, you can edit in style, you can edit in voice. Isn't that amazing? That's great. That gives us so much more hope, doesn't it? So bring your voice in during the editing process. So replace words, change words around, bring in your own similes. Anywhere where you see that you've used any cliches or other people's similes, try switch that around. Bring in your own style over there. And lastly, number 7, relax. Developing style takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of practice, and it won't happen overnight. Some people will never have a distinctive voice. Some people will just write amazing books and tell amazing stories, but you'll never be able to say that is a book written by so-and-so. And there's nothing wrong with that either, because if you can still tell a good story, then people will still want to read it. There are tons of authors who don't have a distinctive voice, and they make it work for them too. So don't beat yourself up about it if you feel that you don't have one specific style or one distinctive voice, because what you're writing still matters. And as I said in the beginning, your voice will develop over time. You might not even realize that you have a distinctive voice. So go guys, practice your writing voice. I know that I am also going to be focusing on my writing voice, particularly during the editing process, because I find you can add so much more during that process. And I'm going to be putting reminders up all around me to remind myself of the tone that I want to convey during that part of the writing, because it can change. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below and check out my other writing tips videos. I also do book reviews, which I will leave a link down below. My book hauls as well. That's it for me today. Have an awesome day, guys. Thank you for watching.